Hello, I am Patrick Lobitz. This is my week 1 practical application for FTT 111 taught by Frank Vigil. The first thing we have to do is to ensure that the immediate work area is free of rounds, and it is. There are no rounds in the area. Next thing we do is a safety check and clear the weapon. In this case, we are working with my Glock 23 today. There is no external safety on this system except for the trigger safety right here. So what I do is I go ahead and we'll go ahead and drop the magazine first. So depress the magazine release, and we are pulling the magazine out. We'll inspect the magazine, make sure there are no rounds in it. In this case, it is clear. We will lock the slide, pull the slide back to the rear, lock it into place, and then we check the chamber, both visually and physically, ensuring that there are no rounds in the chamber. This weapon system is clear. I'm going to go ahead and send the slide forward. The magazine will still remain out. And that's just so we can get into the cycle of operations and do a functions check. So go ahead and do that. First thing I will do from here is I will go ahead and make sure that this safety is actually working and try to engage the trigger. Again, there are no rounds in the chamber. And just to check the safety. So without engaging this, we'll go ahead and try to depress the trigger. Now, the safety is working. The trigger is not going back to the rear. Now starts our functions check. To start, you start by pulling the slide back to the rear. You'll notice that the barrel will drop down. That is how it should be. As the slide comes back to the rear, the breech face, once it clears the magazine, the magazine should push a round up. In this case, I left the magazine out because I have no dummy rounds, so I didn't want it to interfere with this demonstration. So the magazine should push a round up. Once it gets back to the rear, the recoil spring right here in the front will send the slide forward. As the slide comes forward, the breech face should catch the top round and push it up into, feed it up into chamber. And as the slide comes to rest, the barrel will move back up into position. The ejector will also grab a hold of the ejector groove on the casing. The trigger safety is depressed, like so, which allows the trigger to rotate around on its pin, allowing the firing pin to come forward and strike the primer, which sets off the firing cycle of operations. The energy from the fired round will send the slide back to the rear. The barrel drops down once more. As the slide comes back, the ejector should be pulling that round out. And as it comes back, the empty casing should strike the static ejector right here. It's that little piece right there. That will cause the empty round to eject out and spin away. Once it gets all the way back, once the slide gets all the way back to the rear, the slide will come forward, chambering another round and moving that barrel back up, and that completes the cycle of operations. Thank you.